So, you blew all your rare summon tickets and you didn't get a single 5-star character. But did you know that some characters can be awakened to 5 stars? Or that some 4-star characters are better than 5 stars? Or that in a future update, some characters will be able to be awakened even further? So which characters do you keep? Which characters do you awaken? Well, that's what I'm here to tell you. Because I'm JRPG, and I live and breathe JRPGs. Now I don't want to keep you all for too long, so for the purposes of the guide, I'm just going to list all potential 5-star characters in the game currently in alphabetical order, and I'm just going to rattle off a couple of bullet points to give you an idea of what those characters are, or what they do, what their strengths and weaknesses are. So, here we go! First up is Bart's. The limit break only damages one enemy, he gets the counter ability, he can equip almost all weapons but is very average until level cap at 5 stars. He learns Barrage then, and then he becomes one of the most powerful physical attackers in the game. He can be awakened to a 6-star character in a future update. Next is Cecil. The limit break buffs all allies' defense and spirit, has the best defensive stats in the game, is a dedicated tank type character but does have some clutch healing abilities in an emergency. He can be awakened to a 6-star character in a future update. Celes is next. The limit break only damages one enemy, has a strong magic attack, and can also buff other magic attackers with focus. Celes is next. Limit break buffs allies' elemental resistance and is unmatched in this niche of buffing elemental resistance. Has the Protectica ability with a more all-round buffing capability than stronger dedicated supports like Van. Does not deal very much damage on his own. Chizuru is next. Limit break damages one enemy, is limited to a single weapon type, the Katana. Has the highest attack in the game though, with the downside of having no AoE at all. Can be awakened to a 6-star character in a future update. Cloud of Darkness. Limit break damages all enemies, has a very high resistance to elemental magic damage, and has a high attack stat, but is unfortunately limited to maces and throwing weapons to deal physical damage, and has no ability slots at all. Can be awakened to a 6-star character in a future update. Dwayne. Limit break damages all enemies, passively counters magic abilities with a 30% chance, has a high attack but is inferior to pretty much every other similar character. Exdeath, arguably the best character in the game currently. Its limit break damages all enemies and inflicts random status effects. Has a huge mana pool and learns all the best black magics in the game, but not until 4 star, so he's very weak until 4 star. Can be awakened to a 6-star in a future update. Furion. The limit break deals damage to all enemies, can equip every weapon type in the game, does extra damage passively to many enemy categories with skills like Bird Killer and stuff like that, and can be awakened to a 6-star character in a future update. Garland next. The limit break damages all enemies, gets the auto protect ability, doesn't have any ability slots though, can be awakened to a 6-star character but is often outclassed. Golbez. The limit break buffs attack and magic of all allies, and he is as close to a dedicated debuffer as we have in the game. He can also buff allies, but he is much worse at it than every other support in the game. He deals very little damage and can't use most equipment that are actually beneficial for his role. Kefka. Limit break damages all enemies and drops their elemental resistance. He has 2 powerful and unique abilities. One of them, Hyperdrive, will allow Kefka to slightly outdamage Exdeath, but Kefka has much worse defenses. Kuja. The limit break damages all enemies and he can absorb enemy mana. He's just a very strong magic damage dealer. Laswell. One of the story characters. All 3 story characters can be upgraded to 5-star characters. The limit break damages all enemies, has a very high attack but relies mostly on basic attacks, and can be awakened to a 6-star character later on. Leo. Limit break damages all enemies, has high attack and defense, so can be a capable tank or physical attacker depending on how you gear him. Medius. The limit break damages all enemies, has the invaluable ability to inflict paralyze, but unfortunately he specializes in AoE physical damage but is outclassed by pretty much every other character with that ability He has a awful equipment selection and a passive tanking ability that just hurts him more than anything. Because his defenses are awful, he basically just dies really easily all the time. One of the worst 5-star characters in the game. Miyuki is next. The limit break damages all enemies and inflicts poison. He's basically the Super Mario of characters, the all-rounder, the jack of trades, master of none. Average stats, average abilities. Doesn't have very good equipment selection and definitely needs a couple more damaging abilities. Rain, the next story character. The limit break damages all enemies, has very few abilities though, and low to average stats. He's basically a worse jack of all trades than Miyuki currently, but he can be awakened to a 6-star character later on. Rakshasa, the limit break only damages one enemy, can inflict 3 different status effects though, sleep, blind and silence, and has hybrid elemental magic abilities, so it attacks with 2 elements at once. The problem is that these aren't effective against anything currently in the game, or anything coming in the future based on what's in the Japanese version. It's basically the worst 5-star character in the game and outclassed by a bunch of 4-star characters. Rosalia next. Limit break heals all allies, has spells to heal all negative status effects on allies in the game, and is the best healer in the game, but at the expense of not being able to do anything else. Terra, limit break damages all enemies, has a high magic damage and can heal effectively, and also has the ability to revive KO'd allies. Van, the dedicated support character, the limit break damages all enemies, can steal items as well, and has the best enemy debuff in the game called Full Break, which deals damage and reduces attack, defense, magic and spirit by 30% for 3 turns. Van is another one of the best 5-star characters in the game currently. Zhao, limit break only damages one enemy, has average damaging abilities at best, has a high attack but is outclassed by pretty much every other physical attacker in the game in every way. Zidane, limit break damages all enemies, is guaranteed item steals when using Steal and Mug, and has arguably the best Trustmaster award in the game called Dual Wield, which when equipped allows you to use 2 weapon items in your slots instead of 1 weapon, 1 shield. But Zidane relies almost entirely on basic attacks, has almost no damaging abilities whatsoever. And now the 4-star characters that can be awakened in a future update to 5-star characters. So we've got Kane, who is a single target physical attacker. There's Krill, who is a damage dealer or healer, sort of a hybrid. There's Vidia, who is basically just a glass cannon, so really high damage, but really low defense. Maria is a dedicated healer, and Galuf is a magic attacker that strangely has really high defenses. I forgot Finna originally, so I'm just going to add her in quickly here. Finna's limit break damages all enemies, is a great healer that has access to Curaga, and has the best physical damage party buff in the entire game called Cheer. Thanks for watching everyone. If you're going to be awakening a lot of characters, chances are you're going to need a lot of Sacred Crystal. So you can click on one of the videos on screen now to go and watch my video on where and how to farm Sacred Crystal and other awakening materials, or you can watch some of my other videos. Thanks everybody, and I will see you all soon.